Good morning, you guys. I slept well in my super soft PJs, but they are definitely too big. I'm actually thinking I might return the little shorts and get another one like this, but a size down. And you won't believe what happened this morning. Remember, I was telling you about the palladiums yesterday? Nobody has mentioned the palladiums to me since I got them 2 months ago. I was just telling you about them yesterday, and then today, Melody, my friend who recommended for me to pick them up, she texts me, so did you list the palladiums? She's asking me about them. These palladiums. I mean, that is weird because she hasn't mentioned them since I got them, you know? Why today? I think that because I was thinking so hard about the palladiums, Melody like picked it up with her witchy spider senses, and she's telling me that I should list them. So this morning, that's what I'm gonna do. This morning, I'm working on clearing some of this stuff out as much as I can. I don't have very good lighting, but I've got my board out, and look, these are the shoes. Like, this is the repair that I did. You see that little area right here? These are the coach shoes. See, this is the little repair I did last night. It's really not bad. I mean, considering that the fabric was showing through, I think I did a good job. So even though I have kind of bad lighting today, I'm going to do a little bit of listing. I might as well show you how I clean the shoes. I like this product. It's a spray foam, and it's really good for suede, although it does lighten the color a little bit. But I find that it's also good for leather. It just kind of like shampoos the dirt. It picks it up to the surface, and then you just wipe it off. They're so dusty, I had to take the laces out. Look, this is all lint in here. So I was kind of forced to do this so I can clean them properly, and then I'll put the polish everywhere. This is how they looked before. They looked very dusty. This is after. They look nice and clean now. It's 3 o'clock. As you see, I'm still in my pajamas, and I'm still working on these shoes and boots. The coach shoes, they're in good shape now. I would say they're done. The inside though, look, there's like wear. I mean, I already have them. I already put the work in. I might as well list them now, right? The palladiums, these turned out to be a lot of work. Okay, this one is clean. This one still not clean. I had to take the laces out and wash them as well. And then it turns out that there's wear inside. I've come this far, you know, I might as well finish the job. But it goes to show that when we go to the bins and we pick things up like for like $2 or $3, it doesn't mean that it's easy money, that you just pay $2, you throw it online, and you just collect the big bucks. A lot of the time, they need some work, at least cleaning, often more than that. And so you got to factor in the labor. And I'd like to get paid $20 an hour for my labor, but I'm not sure if in this case it's going to happen. Sometimes I find things at the bins that are in great shape. I don't have to do anything to them. Sometimes they need a little work, sometimes they need a lot. But even when you find things that are in great shape, don't forget you have to factor in how much time you spent looking for them, because definitely you don't just go up there and pick perfect things out of the bins. If you want to find things and only buy things that are perfect, you're going to spend a lot of time up there. So for all of this, you have to factor in the cost of your labor, because you should be getting paid for what you do, right? Some people have issues with like resellers picking things up at the bins and then flipping them. But as a buyer, keep in mind that this is what goes into it. All the time that you're up there sorting through that stuff, looking for it, and the labor that goes into restoring it. So really, we're not getting paid to just flip the item. We're getting paid for the service of curating these things and making them easily available online. And there's a lot of work involved. At this point, I feel like I've had enough and I need to move on. And I do need to go out and get some fabric glue. But there's a part of me that like has a really hard time shifting gears. So that part of me wants to just stay here and keep working on these shoes. But I know that if I don't get out of the house, I'm not going to feel right either. Honestly, I would have never normally picked these up. But I don't know, I was with my friend and I guess I was in a rush, and she's like, yeah, get them, they're palladiums. And what happened is I didn't really take a good look at them. And that does happen. So then your choice is either you just cut your losses and donate them, which I do sometimes, or you take the time to restore them, which I also do. In this case, I'm going to restore them, but the more I'm working on them, the more I feel like there's so much damage. Like, am I also going to put a patch in here? You know, I'm not really going to make much profit, not if you factor in the labor. I went out and got my glue and some more food, but before I left, like, Gunnar was not in a good state. He has this really bad problem with irritability. I think it's what they would call autistic irritability. And, you know, we've tried a lot of things over the years, but it's really just undermining him and his life. He used to take clonidine for it, which kind of helped a bit, but it doesn't really help that much anymore. And they had given him a prescription for quetiapine, which obviously you guys know how I feel about pharmaceuticals. I don't like to give it to him, but I'm trying to keep an open mind. And I have given it to him a few times, so I gave it to him before I left, and then he called me while I was at the store, and he's telling me he feels weird, he doesn't feel good. So I hope he's okay. I'm always worried about him having a bad reaction. It's so stressful. Well, he looks like he's okay, but I can't get him to eat. He has, I guess, what you would call a feeding disorder. Not an eating disorder, but a feeding disorder. Basically, he can't tell when he's hungry. And the hungrier he gets, just the more irritable he gets, but he doesn't feel like he wants to eat. And then when he gets really tired, then he feels like he's hungry. So he basically, it's very hard to get him to eat anything all day. He's also very picky about textures and all that kind of thing. Hard to get him to eat all day, and it can lead to like meltdowns or whatever, you know, banging around and hitting himself and moaning. And I feel like it's all for nothing. You're just hungry, just eat something, but you can't get him to eat. And then at like 4 in the morning, all of a sudden he's hungry and he's in the kitchen. It's always like right when I'm falling asleep, he shows up in the kitchen and he needs help getting the food made. I mean, it's just like every day it's like that. So I think he's hungry. Doesn't look like he's having any kind of major side effect, and he has calmed down, so I guess that's good. I'm going to try to photograph these shoes since I spent all afternoon fixing them up. Oh my God. These boots! What a pain. It took me all day, that and those coat shoes. But, you know, that's what it is, working on your death pile. That's why these things end up in a death pile, because there's so much work you don't want to deal with it. But I decided today's the day I'm going to deal with it. This is how I store them. I put them in the box. I'm going to put some tissue paper on top too so they don't get dusty, and then I label the outside and put it away. Here's what we're having for dinner. Butter chicken, side dish, and some rice and some naan bread. And my kitchen, you guys remember how much I cleaned it? Look at this. Even like everything, just a total freaking mess. Even though I'm cleaning it every day, and you guys know what I did the other day. And the recycling, 2 days. Oh, look at that. That's just how it is. I don't know. I have no answers, really. Oh my God. Now I heard that Poshmark got rid of likes. Maybe I can still see mine because I haven't updated my app, but people are saying that they can no longer see how many people have liked an item in their closet. I mean, what the actual fuck? You know, I feel like this site is really going to go down the tubes if they keep going this way. And then maybe the CEO could make his money back by publishing an ebook that's called How to Ruin a Perfectly Good App in 30 Days or Less. Well, it's time for another Whatnot shit show. I'm going to give it 1 hour, and I really don't feel like it, but I'm not a quitter, you guys know. 1 hour. And then I need some R&R. Well, it was a shit show on the selling end. I didn't sell anything, but several of my friends dropped by, so that was great. Great to see them. April, Shauna, Melody came in. Trista was there. Sandra, a bunch of people that I know from Whatnot. So that was really cool. But I didn't sell anything. And I was actually going through this box here. This is like all these Christmas figures that I have. And Shauna's saying, oh, I just sold a huge bag of those the other day in her last show or whatever. And I was like, well, how much did you sell it for? She said $15. I was like, banda. I mean, she said she sold a complete set of the plastic ones, which I have. But if you factor in like how much time it took me to find them and then what I actually paid for them, I'm not going to sell it at like the price that I paid after I put all that work in it. So, you know, I mean, if you just want to get rid of stuff, that's what Whatnot's great for. But if you actually want to get paid for your time, then it's not. So I don't know. Like, I still haven't figured it out. Should I just offer everything for a freaking dollar? Or I don't know. I cannot get it to work. Well, not since the whole tariffs thing, but whatever, it really doesn't matter. I did it, I saw my friends, and it's just funny, like the whole first like 10 days of this month was great because I had so many sales on Poshmark. I made $1,200 this month, and we're the 13th. So it's not like I didn't make any money. But what's kind of sketchy is that all of a sudden, it just stopped. Like the last 4 days, I've had, I don't know, maybe 4 sales. I didn't even have one today. I had one yesterday or two. I don't know. I had two yesterday, but I didn't mail one. So I had 4 sales in the last 4 days. So after having like a run where I was making $100 in sales every single day, it's a bit daunting. Like I said before, every time something like that happens, I just kind of get the feeling, oh no, like I'm in the doghouse now, or maybe I'm shadow. I get anxious, because it happened on YouTube, as you guys can see. Yesterday, I had uploaded a video. It had 28 likes on it, and YouTube said it had no views. So whatever. I think that after my experience on YouTube, like, yeah, I'm always a little bit nervous that, I don't know. I'm just tired now anyway. Let's just wrap it up. So today was just about working on my death pile. Some days have to be like that. Some days are slow sales. It's okay. It should pick up. Historically, it never stays like this forever. And I can look forward to the church sale. And I'm going to organize my my Christmas inventory now and take it easy. I feel like I need a break. And no, I did not go thrifting because I really didn't need inventory. If I'm not selling, I don't need to replace inventory. So no shopping. Well, I hope that you enjoyed another day with me, and that you're learning something about what it's like to be doing this. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.